Hey, Star Wars Vintage Dude here. Hope you're doing fantastic. Hope life is good. I got another bucket, and it looks like it is more Star Wars Power of the Force line from 2000 era, something like that. So 20 some years ago. Let me tell you, this stuff was just like all over the place. So let's get to it. Looks like we have an exclusive Death Star droid. If I remember, this was an exclusive, and it came with one of these viewfinder type of things. That was the first time that one had been released, and it came with a droid, one of the mouse droids. This is Princess Leia, of course. This was an exclusive at that time. I believe that matched with the figure I just showed you. Got a Hoth Rebel Trooper here. This was a deluxe figure. It came with that cannon, probably one of the more accurate ones. Again, they got the big body build at that time, which I'm not a big fan of, but hey, that's what it was. Looks like I have some sort of ticket in here. This is Mara Jade. Looks like from the Star Wars Insider, from maybe a convention that I didn't go to, but they handed out some passes. We've got Vader. He's got a Comtech chip, which allowed you to read, and he's got that probe droid, which that torture droid, which was never released before too. So that was a fun set. You remember, Leia's been captured. This looks like another exclusive. At the time, the AT-AT driver was only available if you bought the AT-AT walker. So they released him on a card. I think that was an exclusive too. Looks like I've got an expanded universe here from Space Trooper from Heir to the Empire. Of course, one of these jacked up Space Troopers that actually is starting to make more of an appearance in Mandalorian. Looks like I've got Leia. Of course, they just are releasing this again for the vintage line. You know, 20 plus years later, they're still releasing the Leia, the original. Looks very similar to it, to the mold. Actually, that's coming out later on this year. One of my favorites, this is the biggest figure of all. This was the Dark Trooper, again, making its way back to the Mandalorian, connecting 20 plus years of Star Wars expanded universe. It's finally coming to the big screen and really doing a debut. This, you can compare this with the other. This came from the Dark Forces video game. I did not have that video game. I had an Atari, and that was probably about the extent of my video games. Admiral Motti, of course, a long-awaited figure where he's getting choked out by Vader. This is Pruneface. They gave him his real name in this. Growing up, we always knew him as Pruneface. You can see he's here with the Rebel Alliance for the Death Star 2 attack. This is a great figure. Comes with a slide that I never got the viewfinder, but you can get the viewfinder and do that. Of course, here is our Sail Barge Master, Pody Snitkin, must have for all of the vintage fans, who was one of the drivers of one of the skiffs during the Battle of Cocoon, the Sarlacc Pit. It's a great figure here. We got Stormtrooper. With an addition, he's got a blaster rifle and kind of like some carrying case. Definitely a cool piece. This is a deluxe figure. We've got this from the Hoth scene where the Snow Trooper is got this big cannon. He's trying to blast out the Millennium Falcon as it escapes. This is some sort of exclusive. It looks like it has not been cut open, so I'm going to assume this is either Kabi and Muftak, or maybe Ula and Salacious Crumb, who were some exclusives at the time. Here is Jabba's palace. There's some cardboard diorama, and you've got Unfrozen Han. This is still the Power of the Force 2 line, where he's got the big build, too big as far as muscular, but that was the style of action figures at the time in the late 90s. Looks like I got a big old Stormtrooper here. This must be some sort of celebration, maybe like a 8-inch figure or something like that. I don't think it's quite 6 or not, but I wasn't into too much collecting of those, but they did release some of them, and I picked them up. Looks like Boba Fett 300th action figure. It's kind of a nice piece on the back. It gives some homage to the original Power of the Force line, the original 12, the expanded universe. There's Mara Jade, and then of course this was the 300th figure. In the vintage line, the 300th figure is Hera from the new Disney show that came out from the Ahsoka. And here is a FX kind of thing that came out. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. It connects to Darth Vader, I believe, and it comes up with this cutout scene in the back. This was that just rehashed, regurgitated pose with Obi-Wan Kenobi. They were stuck on this for about 2 or 3 years. 1996 that thing came out. Wow. Force Lightning FX. So you could pull the Emperor out. There's a scene that you can cut out from the back and it lights up. Gosh, these things look like they just came off the shelf. A ton of these. Here is a Power of the Force gunner station of Han. They never actually made a Han gunner, just the original one, but boy, if they would have done that, that would have been a cool figure for the original line. Here's kind of like a scene from Vader. Same thing, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. You don't get the whole thing, you get the cockpit. Probe droid, gotta have this. You can see it's the packaging is kind of yellowed in some bits, but still a great figure overall. Looks like I have 2 of those. This one has a little bit clearer packaging, so not sure why some of those get exposed or not. There may be a variant in there, I'm not sure. Luke gunner station, okay, and got Luke card right there with the gunner. You have that on the original Return of the Jedi line where they revised the photo. Boy, you have some good money there. Here is, wow, I forgot they even had this. This is electronic R2-D2. It must light up. Got the canyon scene behind there. Beep bop, beep bop. We got 2 left in here. Another Obi-Wan Kenobi FX. It's got the Fights Vader. And it looks like another Obi or Vader in its cockpit. So, hey, this is a great memory down Power of the Force line and some of the other figures that came out in between. So, hope you enjoyed it, and may the Force be with you. If you give it a like, give me a thumb up, subscribe. See you next time. Power of the Force, Star Wars Vintage Dude, out.